My name is Reverend Erica Forbes. I am with Just Texas. I am a licensed interfaith minister. I am a mother of 5. I have had 2 abortions, and I am upfront and out about it. I also want to make it clear that we are not on the Capitol steps today as we would normally be, as any other group has been offered to be, because of what they perceive us as a threat. So for too long, the voice of the extreme Texas conservatives have taken over the voice, our voice. And this day, today, right now, we're here to say no. We're not too tired. We're not overwhelmed. We're not over it. We're not laying down. We're actually stepping it up. We're revitalized. We're re-energized. We're reorganized. Right now, today, we're putting them on notice that from this moment forward, things are about to change. Yes? And so our job today, this is not for us. This is for our grandchildren. This is for our nieces and nephews. This is for those that aren't here yet, so that they know that they have a choice.
Hey everyone, I'm Diana Gomez with Progress Texas. Just here to let folks know that if they would like to hear all of these amazing speeches and announcements in Spanish, we have that covered for everybody. Language justice is so important in this intersectional movement. That number is 512-856-7677 para escuchar todos los anuncios y los discursos hoy en la manifestación. Marque el número 512-856-7677. Una vez más, marque el 512-856-7677.
Hello everyone, can you hear me in the back? Look, I'm so disappointed and angry that we can't be up there because I cannot see all of you in the back. So that's why I need to hear y'all. So can you hear me in the back? All right, y'all. I'm Amanda Beatriz Williams. I'm the executive director of Lilith Fund. We are the oldest abortion fund in the state of Texas, and we were founded right here in Austin. And we help people access abortion care through offering small grants so that they can pay for the full cost of their care. I'm so proud to be here with so many amazing advocates and supporters and volunteers as we fight back yet again against anti-abortion attacks. Where are my Texas abortion funds at? All right, like I said, I want to be able to hear you. So when I say fund abortion, y'all say build power. Fund abortion! Build power! Fund abortion! Build power! Fund abortion! Build power! That's right. Thank y'all so much again for being here with us today. We have been funding abortion and supporting people accessing care right here in Texas for the last 20 years. And let me tell you something, y'all. After 20 years, we have seen countless attacks on abortion access and reproductive justice in our own communities. From clinic closures, forced delays and state-mandated sonograms, to bans on abortion coverage, and much more. And now with Senate Bill 8, abortion access has never been so threatened. This heinous law bans abortion at 6 weeks. This is before many people even know that they're pregnant, which means it could take away our decision before we even know we have a decision to make about our own bodies and our own lives. Is this okay? This bill also allows anti-abortion extremists to harass and sue Texas abortion funds like the Lilith Fund simply for supporting our fellow Texans, simply for caring for our own communities, simply for doing the very thing that should be the primary duty of the politicians in this building behind me. Instead, they have shown us time and time again that when given the opportunity, they will always abandon the communities most marginalized in our state. Our communities demanded better this session. We demanded that our state leaders provide meaningful COVID relief, address our failed energy grid. They left people in the cold. They're leaving people in the cold right now. We demanded Medicaid expansion and real solutions for the unacceptable maternal mortality rates among Black Texans. And yet conservative state leaders chose to prioritize, to make it their priority, to pass one of the most restrictive abortion bans in the entire country. And they did it knowing exactly who would be harmed the most. The people who call our hotlines at the Lilith Fund and across the state with dozens of other abortion funds answering those calls are Black, Indigenous, people of color, immigrants, people who are working to make ends meet, rural Texans, young people, people with disabilities, incarcerated people, queer and trans people. These are the people who are harmed by our state's negligence. And these are the people who are harmed most by abortion restrictions like SB 8. SB 8 is a direct attack on Texans seeking abortion and on those of us who help them get their care. And also, SB 8 is a fear campaign. Hateful, cowardly, anti-abortion extremists want to legislate us out of existence. They want to make us too scared to do our work. They want to scare and hurt people seeking abortion care and shame people like me who have had abortions. People like us who have had abortions and love other people who have had abortions. But hear me when I say, abortion is still legal. Abortion access is a human right, a constitutionally protected right. And this legislature cannot shut us down. And they will not stop us from supporting Texans and the people we love in our own communities. Are you with me? We are done compromising. We are done settling for crumbs when it comes to defending our lives and our families. No matter what, we will do what it takes to make sure that people can get the abortions that they need safely, with dignity and respect, that they can raise their families in safety and can live in thriving communities. And it's going to take all of us working together, and that means you here today. And are you with me? One more time so they can hear us all the way in the governor's mansion. Are you with us? All right, y'all. Let's fight like hell, Texas!
Thank you, Amanda. I'm getting ready to introduce Representative Donna Howard. She served in the Texas House of Representatives since 2006. She is the fearless chair of the Texas Women's Health Caucus and is a member of the House Appropriations Committee and State Affairs Committee. Donna is a native of Austin and earned a bachelor's degree in nursing, a master's degree in health education from the University of Texas.
Good morning, Texas. Thank you for being here. This is not just about reproductive rights. This is about reproductive justice. Over the last 10 years, the state of Texas has actively tested the boundaries of constitutional law and medical best practices with the intention of overthrowing Roe v. Wade. Despite the data that shows the majority of Texans support access to abortion care, session after session, those in charge have allowed the threat of primary voters to influence the legislative process and erode access to necessary health care services and providers. Abortion is health care. Despite the fact that we have data showing bipartisan support for upholding access to abortion in this state And make no mistake, the bills that were introduced and passed this session are laser focused on one purpose and one purpose only: to ban abortion. On May 19th, Governor Abbott signed into law our country's most restrictive abortion law. Senate Bill 8 bans abortions as soon as, quote, fetal cardiac activity or a fetal heartbeat is detected, which is deceptive at best. Medical science is clear. There is no developed heart or pumping of a heart until much later in pregnancy. What can be detected at 6 weeks gestation, which is only 4 weeks of pregnancy, is simply electrical impulses of cardiac tissue. And yet, this legislation is mislabeling that scientific fact in order to prevent abortions before many even know that they are pregnant. And it also comes with a ridiculous provision allowing anyone, anywhere in the country to sue any Texan who performs, aids, or abets an abortion, and any person who intends to aid or abet an abortion. This means literally anyone and everyone can use our judicial system to harass and intimidate our hardworking doctors, neighbors, and friends for the simple reason that they may have helped someone access an abortion. But even that wasn't enough. We then saw the passage of House Bill 1280, or the so-called trigger ban, which will immediately ban abortion in Texas if the Supreme Court reverses Roe v. Wade. But again, that wasn't enough. If it ever goes into effect, House Bill 1280 also creates a second-degree felony for any person who performs an abortion, and a first-degree felony if the fetus dies as a result of the abortion. Abortion is still legal in Texas. There have always been abortions, and there will always be abortions. This legislation will only push Texas back into the dark, forcing them to seek unsafe abortions or making it totally out of reach for many Texans who are in need of this medical care. I want each of you to acknowledge the power that you have with your voice and with your vote. We hear you, we stand with you, and we will continue to fight alongside you, but we cannot do this alone. We need you to continue to vote, to make your voices heard to your elected officials. I, along with many of my colleagues, will never stop fighting for the rights of Texans to make the reproductive choices that are best for them. We take seriously the trust that you have placed in us to advocate for your beliefs and the beliefs of the majority of Texans that abortion should remain legal in this state. So I want to thank you for being here today, for continuing to fight for the rights to abortion care. Keep your feet on the gas because we are not going back.
At Jane's Due Process. They do great work with teens trying to access abortion here in Texas. I'm a civil rights attorney from Brownsville. So if y'all don't know much about the RGV, much about Brownsville, it's a place that not a lot of people thought about before the Trump administration. But extraordinary things happen in the most unexpected places. In 2017, I met a 17-year-old girl that everyone would come to know as Jane Doe. She was in an immigration detention center after fleeing violence from Central America, and it was there that she learned that she was pregnant. She, like most of us, didn't know that she was pregnant at 6 weeks. She was 9 weeks along when she found out she was pregnant, and she decided to have an abortion. But that's where government obstruction came into play. And it was spearheaded by the Trump administration and by now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And they used her as a pawn to change the makeup of the Supreme Court and constitutional right to abortion. Meanwhile, Jane could have been forced to have a child against her will. She was alone in a country where she didn't know anyone, and she had no resources, much less her freedom. So the Trump administration put pressure on her. They forced her to go to a CPC, a crisis pregnancy center, to have unnecessary sonograms. And she wasn't even allowed to exercise. So the Trump administration even violated state law by telling her parents that she was pregnant and seeking an abortion. And these are the same parents that beat her sister when they found out that she was pregnant. So Jane was living a nightmare, but she was strong. She was resolute. She knew what she needed to do for her life, to have a better life. And better yet, she had allies. She had Jane's due process that helped her. Jane's due process helped her navigate getting an abortion in Texas as a teen. She had me as her guardian, fighting for her. She had her legal team in the RGV. She had the ACLU. She had the help. She had the help of Whole Women's Health. It took a whole community and countless supporters to fight for her. And because of that, she got the care she needed. And we've won. And now the government cannot obstruct abortion access for immigrant teens that are detained. Jane would have never been able to get the care she needed because she was at 9 weeks. And everyone that helped her, everyone I just listed, including myself, would have been sued. Abortion is health care. And abortion is still legal, regardless of your immigration status. So now let's organize, volunteer, support each other, join the fight, and remember Jane's words. This is my life, my decision. I want a better future and I want justice.
Hello, Texas. All right, so let me start with some very clear facts. Abortion is still legal and available throughout Texas. Abortion remains extremely safe. In fact, one of the safest things that I can do as a physician. And abortion is a human right. Every single human being has a right to access safe, legal abortion because it saves lives. This is not about abortion. This is not about saving babies. This is about controlling and oppressing people. Luckily, we do have powerful pro-choice elected officials who have been fighting for us and giving voice to why these bans are so harmful. So thank you to all of y'all for doing that work. Behind the scenes, there are so many caring nurses, medical assistants, administrators, call center employees, and so many others who show up and make abortion access possible. Even during an executive order that essentially shut down abortion access in Texas last spring, even when the world witnessed the murder of George Floyd, somebody our staff knew personally, we all showed up to take care of people and help them end their pregnancies with compassion and dignity. We know their names, we know their stories, we laugh with them. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about it, but we laugh with them, we cry with them, we hold their hands when they need us to, and we show up however we can. We will not be intimidated, we will not yield, we will fight this law, and we will fight for all the people who have had abortions and all the people who will need abortions and don't even know it yet. We'll be here for you. Let's do this. What are we going to do? We're going to stand up, fight back. Stand up,